Let's unpack it.
I have no ring on this finger.
That's how you do it.
Just putting that out there. My
Nice little
DMs are
promo.
open.
That's gonna be your thumbnail.
Wait, was he with me before I got to the 100 mil or?
No. So, 100 mil. Relax. I told you. I told you that. I said that gets snooty. It's a little different.
That's what the 10.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Rico Hundo, and we are kicking this year off heavy. We are going to be going hard all year, and we want to say thank you for everybody that has been supporting us for the last 4 years. For those that don't know, this is our 6th season, our 5th year, and anybody who has been supporting us, we couldn't have did it without your support. And anybody that is going to be supporting us, we welcome you along with us on this journey. Now, it's your boy Rico. We also got a great panelist, but before I jump to them, we actually have a great guest. And her name is Gabby, but I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name is Gabby Fe. I'm a model, TikToker, singer, your homegirl, right here in Brooklyn, now in LA. And I'm excited to be on 8 at the Table. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. What? My dog?
Brooklyn all the way. Brooklyn, where we at?
We got Amanda and Erin over there. Go ahead and introduce yourselves for those that don't know who you are.
It's still pretty ugly here at 8 at the Table with Rico. Damn, that was ugly as hell. But it's your girl Amanda. Welcome back. It's your girl Erin the Renegade. Happy New Year. New me 2023.
And remember when we used to do this? You know the vibes.
Right.
Look, she got
Why know the vibes?
All right, so go ahead and tell them the topic that we're gonna start off with today.
Okay. We're gonna hop into it because the delusion is high these days, like real high. And this actually came from one of your TikToks,
Yes.
right? So tell us what happened on your TikTok.
Well, my viral TikTok, I had a few of them, but this one specifically, I talk about what I expect a man to pay for and give me in a relationship. Some of the things I'll list off. I want him to pay for an Uber for me to go on a date with him, or he can pick me up like a gentleman. I want him to pay for the date. I ain't paying for a date if you ask me out on a date. I feel like it's just respectful. You ask me out on a date, you take care of the date. The type of man I'm looking for is why I'm asking for these things. I'm looking for a provider, a person who's going to, take care of me and the family that we build in the future. So a couple of other things, I have upkeep as a woman, all right? I want my nails done. I want my hair done. I want, to be presentable, and I don't really feel like that's asking a lot. I feel like that's just normal in my life. So.
Well,
I guess I'm sorry, I'm tripping. What was like I won't say the backlash, what was like the general response to that?
Oh, okay. So people in the comments, and honestly, I'll be honest, I did not think that it was going to be a big deal what I said, but people in the literally, honestly, I thought
that would happen.
it's normal for me. But people in the comments were saying I don't look good enough to get what I'm asking for. They were saying me as a plus size woman, that lowers my value because I'm a bigger girl. Not looking the role of what some would consider a high value woman. I'm not thin, I'm not light skinned, I don't look a certain way, and they feel like what I'm asking for is only available to women who look a certain way. But in my personal life, in my personal dating life, I date high value men from what people are saying are high value, or people who make 6 figures or over. I've dated lawyers, doctors, engineers, different types of people, and I never once thought, oh, they're not going to date me because I'm plus size. That was never really a thing. But like when I saw the backlash and all the comments, and I even got into it with some of my some celebrities and some actors that I watched for years on television. I'm like, are you kidding? And so I would get into it with them. And even some relationship coach, some dating coach, they had negative things to say about my standards and what I'm looking for. So, honestly, I understand that everybody's coming from a different lane, everybody's different, but like for me in my life, that has been a normal thing. So I'm not looking at it as, whoa, that's wild. You want a man to pay for a date? You want a man to pay for your Uber? That's crazy. But that's like normal for me. So
Let's unpack it. So, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be super upfront and honest. When I did see that video, I did comment, and my comment wasn't the most positive of comments, right?
okay.
But I want to unpack this in a more like let's what we say here at Eight at the Table, which we're gonna bring this back in 2023 is let's peel the layers back,
Okay.
and let's really start to understand. Because before I deem anything, I need to understand more about it, right? And the first thing I want to ask is, well, having certain standards and expectations is not a problem. It doesn't matter about what you technically look like. Now the odds are in your favor when you are putting yourself on, as the when you're putting yourself in a position as the idealistic market valued man or woman, right? Or high valued man or woman. My question is, if a person comes to you and he is able, I'm assuming a man,
Yeah,
okay,
man.
and he is able to fulfill all these things that you're asking for, what are you? What does your reciprocity look like?
Well, I would say for everybody it's different, and I really feel like it depends on who that man is and what he's looking for specifically. I know me as a person, what I can offer. I know what the kind of person I am. I'm very like nurturing, loving. Like I like to, I'm very traditional. I like to keep a home nice. I like to cook. I want babies, like all of those things. Those are some of the things that I can give in a relationship if that was what the relationship was leading to, if it was marriage, if it was what is exactly what I'm looking for. So, but I feel like that whole thing of men saying, what do you as a woman bring to the table? I feel like, what do you want us to bring to the table? Because I've made it very clear what I want you to bring to the table. What is it that you're looking for from a woman?
Okay, so let's unpack this. Right? So we had well, you said that you've gotten these things from other men
Okay.
previously,
Yes.
right? Are you with any of them now?
No.
Okay. So I don't know what the reasons might be
Okay.
for them not working. But my question is, if they were giving you everything that you were asking for,
Mm-hmm.
well, why didn't you keep them?
So, I mean, every situation is different, but several of the guys that I've dated in the past, our core fundamental values weren't aligned. And because of that, it just wouldn't have worked out long term. And I feel like those things are more important and very important when you get past the like dating phase and like if the main thing, if he's like a certain type of way that you're looking for, it comes down to like, okay, can I build a life with this man? Can I have children with this man? Can I see myself long term with this man? Do our values line up? And if it doesn't make sense to keep going.
So, okay, we're going down the road, just letting you know.
Okay.
So, what are the values, the core values that you're seeking and realistically, want for your spouse to have?
I want him to be a family man. Like, he wants to, have children. He wants to have a family. He has a relationship with God. We vibe. Like, he makes me laugh. We have like chemistry. We enjoy each other's company. Like, he is a provider, a protector. He's always dating me, pursuing me. He's always doing things that make a relationship last longer than just if you just stop putting into the effort. So I guess someone who's consistent, someone who's putting in effort, someone who wants to be there, wants to be in the relationship. That's the kind of things that I look for in a man.
Okay, so it's all right. I'm going with my own theory. Boom.
Okay.
So now, this is what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong. We can discuss this too. This is where I think sometimes the delusion sets in, is when your core values is really what you want.
Okay.
Because you've had not you specifically, I'm
Okay.
just speaking in general, right? The core values is really what people are looking for to sustain a long term relationship. But they're leading with the tangibles
Mhm.
that are technically, subjective. Because if I can possess all these tangible things, take you on a trip or do whatever and take you to this restaurant, buy you clothes and pay for your hair and nails, but I don't align with God or I'm not a family man, then I still don't work for you.
Mhm.
So I think what we got to do, and people who are in this spot, in this place where everyone is using the social media to kind of, showcase who they are, is be more in depth with who you are, right? Because if I say, hey, you know what? I want a woman who is a mother, a good motherly woman for kids, and she's family oriented, and such and such.
Mhm.
I think that limits the backlash because I can't live with a girl who's not a family oriented woman, right?
Okay.
But I can date a girl who is a bad bee. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But like she's only temporary, just as is the things that you're asking for the man. So now my question to you, to make it full circle, is given that your dating history, if you had those things and it didn't work out, do you
Mhm.
feel as if your expectations were in the wrong place?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think so because it's eventually the man that I end up with, the man that I marry, will be able to fulfill those requirements. So I feel like I'm wasting a man's time if he doesn't agree with it. If because that's I feel like you said my values are what I want. Yes, this is what I want. So a man who wants to date me and is, and I let them know because I'm very upfront, I'm very straightforward. I don't like to be, deceitful or beat around the bush. Like, you know what you're getting, because I'm very out there with it, because I don't want to waste his time and be disingenuous. I feel like I'm being my genuine self when I let you know, like, this is what I like and this is what I want.
I think what happens is people try to set the bar high, right? They set the bar high to protect themselves, and they set the bar high because if I can at least get this, if this doesn't work out, I still got something out of it. But realistically, the bar being set high is really disregarding and dismissing what you need and trying to replace it with what you want.
What do I need?
What you need is a family man. What you need is all the reasons for why the guy who possessed all the tangible things gave you, but didn't work out. Those missing elements are the actual necessities because if he possessed those, I'm assuming he would probably still be here.
Yes, you're right. And this is, yeah, exactly. It didn't work out because he wasn't that family man that I'm looking for. But and I'm gonna ask you, how do you determine in a dating relationship if he is going to be that person for you? Because I've dated guys who don't have money and who don't match the requirements. They can't give me those. They can't provide for me in that way. They're definitely family men, but I'm thinking about, okay, like, I'm gonna have to go to work. I'm gonna have to like bring the bread home. I'm gonna have to like take care of us because he's a nice guy and he's a family guy and maybe he's a good father, but he's not a provider. And that puts me in a really bad position to be
Is
the
it
provider.
okay? Is it okay for a man to be? I'm just asking. This is opinion. Actually, ladies, is it okay for a man to be a good husband, a good father, and not a financial provider?
No.
I think it depends. I'll say it's
I mean,
subjective.
I'm just acting. I'm
Yeah.
asking personals.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm answering. I think it's subjective because someone who may not be able to provide financially for you can be all these other great things, and that is okay for you.
Mhm.
But it might not be okay for me, for her, or
It
for
ain't.
her. And I'm gonna be honest. Y'all already know where I stand
Yeah,
on all
yeah,
of
yeah.
this. So there's no guessing game. And to be honest, even when I was young and I was dating, I I I'm not even gonna say that because it doesn't
wanna
sound
hear
good.
it.
I'll tell y'all off camera. Um,
Yeah. You
Now
already
wanna hear
started.
it.
You can't stop.
Now we wanna hear it.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, if if someone, if economics and like financial status or whatever, if that's important to me, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna limit who I talk to. And for some people, limiting like your options may not work for you, but it worked for me. You know, and the only reason I limited my options because I already knew that I wasn't going to be comfortable in a situation where, yeah, somebody could treat me nice and be loving and caring and this and that, but you can't take me on a date.
Nope.
You can't put gas in my car. You can't fly us somewhere, for an anniversary. These are like real talk. These are kind of basic things. Let's take the whole plane thing out of it. A date. Like we talk about this. Like when you go to therapy or something, they'll say have a date night. And let's just say that date night is at your house, but the lights cost, the gas cost, the water cost, the champagne cost, the cooking oil cost, the steak cost, everything. So you need money. And I really think it's like it's real bullshit that people act like money is not important.
Yeah.
Money is
I
important.
don't think it's the money. It's when it's not about, and I agree. Listen, you need money regardless, especially here, right? Now, it's not about the money. It's about the expectations and the level and the amounts of money that you're requiring. See, that's when things become delusional. Because it's like if you're requiring, for example, a $500 dinner twice a week, now you're spending $50,000 a year.
That's kind of crazy.
You came out of nowhere with who's that? I mean, I'm sure
A
some people are
$500
doing
dinner
that,
but here's the thing. Think about it. I've been to dinners, you've been to dinners, right? If we go to Ocean Prime, that bill is gonna cost $400. That's another $80 tip at least.
Twice a week?
But if you go on a Monday and a Friday, you go on a Friday and a Saturday, maybe you don't go to dinner, but let's say you do something, right? It's still a lot, right?
But some men can do that and not even bother them.
But that's not the point that I'm making. The point is that I'm saying is first and foremost when you're starting to negotiate, right, expensive livings, you already put yourself in a very small percentile of men that you have available.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you have to look at what is realistically your odds. Now, I'm just gonna be blunt.
Please do.
Then you have to consider how you look, right, and what those men are wanting. If those men in this area are wanting black women, then and you're a white woman, you might be asked out. You know what I'm saying, and vice versa. If they want a skinny woman or a thick woman, like now you have to really, really weigh out all of the variables for this small percentile, and then you have to be like, okay, I really have a 1 to 2% odds in this country. And then on top of that, the crazy thing is they still might treat you bad. And they still might not be a family man. And they still not might possess the core values that you're looking for, and you're going back at it again.
What's the alternative? Me providing for my family, busting my ass at work to try to make the bills and take care of the kids, and while he does what? Sit at home? Like,
No.
what's the alternative here? Because I'm not willing.
I'm not.
I'm not willing to do that. I just feel like
Daddy
my life
daycare on
would
that
be
ass.
harder if I did that. If I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna take this guy because he's a cool dude and like he doesn't have money. I'm gonna have to come with the money, but he's a great guy. That puts a lot of stress on me, and that makes me have to walk into my masculine the whole rest of my life. I gotta be the man.
How much money is good enough for you? And I'm gonna tell you how delusional we are.
I actually think, hold on, before you answer, I don't even think that it's a dollar amount. I think is what you bring in, how you manage your money, how you spend your money.
I
Which
agree.
I feel like we're going
no,
back to the point of just being able to provide. So, like
talked
Erin
about
said, it's not the dollar amount, but it's like whatever you have with whatever dollar amount you bring.
Listen,
what are you doing?
You
want to
argue semantics? Because we could do that. Because I can say right now, do all three of you are willing to live in an 800 square foot apartment the rest of your life?
In what city?
In Brooklyn.
See, Brooklyn isn't even a part of my life.
I'm
Or
just-
it would never be.
I'm
so
just
it's not
saying.
even a.
No.
I
Here's the
wouldn't-
thing.
no,
We
I
can
wouldn't
argue
do that. I would say
semantics,
no.
and thank you for being genuine. We can argue semantics, but when you want to talk about it, no woman is saying, "Hey, look, I'm willing to." Now I'm gonna say no. A lot of women are not saying, "Hey, I want to be in an 800 square foot apartment because he provides all the bills for that, and it's only $2,000 a month."
But listen to this.
So now my no. Wait, because I want to get to the
You
question.
paused. I didn't know.
I got you. I want to get to this question because I want to be real. So how much money is enough for you?
It depends on how many kids we have, but
Okay.
It depends on.
Let's give 0 for right now. Unless if you have kids right
0?
now.
I don't
Whatever your
have.
current
I'm
situation.
single with no kids. If anybody's wondering.
Yeah. So no kids.
I'm on the market. I have no ring on this finger.
That's how you do it.
Just putting that out there. My
Nice little
DMs are
promo.
open. Just
That's gonna be your thumbnail.
So right now he has to make 6 figures. He has to make over 100,000
So 112. Is that cool?
after taxes.
You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. This is a prime example.
she's asking for clarity.
No, it's no. I'm asking for
That's
clarity.
realistic in New York and Brooklyn and LA where I live. If I live in the city, I have family members who are women who their husbands make less, but they live in like the middle of Ohio or something. Like you can get a really nice house a lot less. You can make
So
it.
would you be willing to move? All right, this man makes $112,000 after taxes.
Okay. All right.
In Orlando, Florida, where you're originally from.
I hate Florida with a passion, so not Florida.
Okay.
Not Florida, but
Maryland,
I don't really
know.
like Maryland either.
DC.
I don't really like
Pick a
DC.
place outside of LA.
Texas.
Dallas or Houston.
Maybe. I mean, maybe Texas. I've never been to Texas, so maybe. I don't know. I guess what is the point you're trying to make so I can
I want to
clarify
know
for you?
what's your price. Because that's what it's coming down to, right? Because if you're telling me that a man could possess your core fundamental values but still not be good enough, but then the man that also can't possess it in the same breath, can't possess the core fundamental values but still do all the other expectations that you want, he's still not good enough.
I understand sometimes you have to compromise in one area or the other. I understand that. I'm not above that. I'm not thinking, you know what I mean? Like I'm reasonable. But reasonably speaking, to afford to live, like I said, in an expensive city, you with a family,
You gotta make money.
you gotta have 6 figures or more to live. I mean, everything is expensive nowadays. Food, housing,
Eggs.
everything is expensive. So that's
Can
not
I get a
unreasonable.
price? That's all I want to know.
But okay,
What's your ticket
that might change with inflation. It doesn't matter. My thing is
today? What's your ticket today? A man, you
I
said
would
you're
say,
single. This man DMs you, hey, I want to put a
if he
ring
makes
on there.
over $100,000 after taxes, I will consider him.
All right.
If he's good with money, if he has ambition, if he wants to make more than that later on in his life, those are the extra things he needs to keep that $100,000 after taxes. Because if he's just comfortable with that for the rest of his life or our lives, hello, honey, inflation. That's not even going to be good in 20 years. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just thinking long term. I'm thinking realistic. Am I?
You real straight.
Yeah, you gotta make. I mean, okay. I'm sorry. If you live in New York or LA, over 100,000. If you live somewhere else and you have a really nice place, I may consider less because you can live a good life in other places. But I live in the city, so I'm thinking city.
Are
life.
you willing to move?
Am I willing to move? Yes, for the right circumstances, I'm willing to move. Yes.
All right. So the question that I wanted to ask you was, I want to wish you nothing but the best, right?
Okay.
So now you are at the top of the top right now. I'm talking about you probably bringing in 10 mil a year.
Okay. Me myself.
You
All
yourself,
right.
and you're doing, I don't know if this is like the podcast world or something that you want to pursue, but let's say you're doing podcast world.
Which my first
She is.
episode drops tomorrow on Friday the 13th tomorrow. So
Ooh,
There you go.
We have a Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
It's already here. I was going to bring it
Oh,
up
did
for
you?
you. Yep.
Yep, it's
So-
coming out.
So, well, first of all, congrats on that.
Thank you.
So now your podcast is blowing up, bro. You're seeing 7 figures.
Okay.
Actually, 8.
8. Let's
eight.
go 9.
If
Just
you
be
go
safe.
9, no, because 9 gets a little snooty. We'll keep it at 8. We'll keep it at 8, right? A low 8. I'm talking about 10, 11. Before taxes, right? So now,
Oh.
so now you meet this man and he's providing all of these things. So now you're making, $10 million a year doing your podcasting. You living your life. You're living your dream. And he's making $100,000 a year,
Okay.
right?
All right.
He's making that 112, right?
Okay.
I'm keeping that number after taxes.
Okay.
And he's possessing all of those things. Are you still rocking with him?
Wait, was he with me before I got to the 100 mil or?
No. So
Like what?
100 mil. Relax. I told you.
I
I
was
told
about to
you
say,
that.
Who was making that
I said that gets snooty. It's a little different.
That's what the 10 mil. So he
He was not with you before. You stumbled across him maybe at a restaurant.
was I already rich when I met him?
You were already rich.
Okay.
He was just so happened to be in the same place as you, whatever place that was.
Okay.
You guys hit it off. You connect very well, and he's showing you signs of the core principle fundamentals that you have. Plus, he makes that 112 after taxes. Do you rock with him or not?
So at that point, it comes down to what is his ambition? Like, is he, like I said, is he just a person that is okay with making 112 after taxes for the next 20 to 40 years? Or is he working on something? Is he following his passion? Is he getting creative? Is he doing something that I just feel so like inspired by? You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel inspired by the person I'm with. So if it comes down to like his purpose, and if he's following his purpose, if he's just comfortable working whatever job he has, making that amount of money, and he's comfortable with that, and he's like, it's great, then I don't feel like I would even connect with him on like a spiritual level or mental level, because he's not following his ambitious, his greatest, his God-given gifts.
What if he is, and that's just what his market value is for that career? Like his market, whatever construction or whatever that is, whatever job he has, it typically doesn't make higher than 150, and that's what he's making typically. If we're saying 112 after taxes,
I feel like I could see myself with the person that's living out their true purpose and living out their dreams. You know, as long as they're making a good amount. Because I feel like, no offense, if you're sometimes like if you're going for your dreams and you've been doing the same thing and you're not really, you know, you're struggling, I would say that that's not what I'm talking about. But like if you're saying that he's, you know, successful in that way, and I feel and I see tangible things where he is really pursuing it and not just talking about it, and he's really showing me that he means what he's trying to do, then yes, I can see myself with a person like that.
So you mean to tell me this? This is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will.
This is what a man who right now in your life, a man who possesses every single thing that you're asking for is making six figures on the low end of the six figures a year.
Okay.
You're going to move forward with that. However, if you, on the flip side, are making a tremendous amount of money, and the reason why I said that number, 8 figures a year, for you is because now money is no longer a thing. So now, is it really the fact that a man is not making money that you don't, making as much money or more money than you that you don't like? Because if a man can possess everything that you want, he's a great family man. You know what I'm saying? You guys both collectively have enough money to raise a family. They're not gonna want for anything. And he's a gentleman, kind-hearted, all the things that you said that you wanted. But he's making a substantial amount of money less than you, given that you are a multimillionaire.
Right. I feel like the money part at that point, when I'm a millionaire, the money part at that point won't be on the forefront as much, I would say. I wouldn't be thinking about it as much. I would be thinking about, do we like each other? Do we enjoy being in the same room without talking for an hour or all day? You know, like I would be thinking about other things.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
You expressed that a deal breaker was when he was not wanting to pursue more with his life.
Yes.
He was comfortable.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm trying to tell you is, what is he pursuing more when you guys already have it all? Like, this is the flip side.
Okay.
Just hear me out. A man can make $10 million a year. And he could say, I don't want a broke woman. Okay? And that's rightfully so. So now she's making $100,000 a year. She's not a broke woman. And maybe she's not really trying to go ahead and be another millionaire. Maybe she's cool where she's at. But she still is, maybe they have a kid and she's a great mother. She's family oriented. She's catering to him. She covers all his intangible needs. A man is not going to be like, well, you know what? She was complacent.
It's still his choice, though.
No, I'm not talking about per person. I'm talking about society norms.
But isn't me being a great mother to our children, his children, being home with them, taking care of them, raising them, teaching them, isn't that of value to him as a man?
Yeah, but on the flip side, isn't him being the father, if he's a stay-at-home dad, right?
But yes, like I said, when I'm a millionaire, it probably wouldn't matter as much at that time. But I'm thinking, you know, of like raising my like I want to be home with my kids. Like I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like kids. You know, like I want to breastfeed. I want to be home. I want to be have that option. I don't get that option with someone who doesn't make enough to have kids and wants me to work. You know what I
You
mean?
want to be at home every day with kids?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Wait, Rico. Wait,
No, you don't.
Rico, you said it was a blessing to be at home taking care of kids.
No,
but
I
he
did not
also
say
said it
taking
was
care of kids.
annoying
I
when
did
he-
not say
when he
taking
doesn't
care
get
of
a
kids,
break.
Erin. Nice try. That was a reach. But
You said a housewife.
that does. But I specifically said in that episode. Let's
You
check
want to
it.
be a house husband?
I don't say I would. Well, you know what? First of all, time out.
He wants the
If
same
my
rights.
if my girl strikes $10 million a year, and you think you will only see me on Thursdays.
Yes.
And I will be taking. Well, I don't know
That
because
is
I'll be
what would
asking
turn
for
us
ways to
off
get out
about
the
a
house
man.
now. But like having kids is.
I actually asked my husband. I was like, man, if I hit it big,
Let's hit the lotto, guys.
I was like, you want to be a house husband? You let me retire you? He was like, Erin, shut up talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's different though because
Like,
me and him are at different
That,
points
don't
in our
ma-
life.
that doesn't matter to me. Go to work. I don't want to be in your presence 24/7.
Yeah.
Go to work.
he
Like,
said he ain't
no
trying to
house husband.
hang out with the dads. You know, he said he needs something to do. He said a foundation,
No,
a charity,
yeah.
a
Having something to do, like
Walmart greeter. I don't know, something.
Your
That's what I'm
ambition,
saying,
your
like,
purpose.
yo,
I
being with
understand
kids.
wanting to do something with your life, no matter how much money is involved
Yep.
in your situation.
Thank you,
Like,
Andy.
I really don't think that's a deal breaker, though. I really do feel like you're really ambitious. Love it, but sometimes that's not like it's not gonna get you the man you want. Like not that you have to lower your standards, but not everyone's gonna check all your boxes. Feel me?
Right. And that's what I said. I'm willing to compromise certain things.
Like what?
I feel like that can be a compromise.
She's already
Right?
said what she'll
No,
compromise.
you saw her face. Listen, I read body language. She was like, none of them.
No, I just mean like, you know, like I've
Which one are you compromising? Out of the list that you said on Instagram, which one are you compromising?
well, okay, to
The
be fair,
Uber.
no.
Wait, hold on. If we're
I
gonna
need
be
an
talking
Uber.
about
You
the
can't
I need an
compromise the
Uber.
Uber.
On
I
TikTok.
just mean like all
Can
those
it be an
things I
Uber
listed-
regular? Or does it have to be an Uber black?
Where are we going? If it's a fancy place, I would prefer Uber Black.
I didn't know. Okay.
Oh, okay. If it's okay, yeah, I guess I'll take an Uber.
No, can
regular.
I
But
distinguish
you're
the
taking
difference?
the Prius. You're in LA. You're taking the Prius to Roof Chris.
That's fair.
Okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't look as long as
Oh,
I don't have to.
child.
I don't have to do it myself.
I
You know, it's
look.
like-
Somebody gonna be honest.
Hold on, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I saw the video, I was in shock. Okay,
What were you in shock
I was in
about?
shock because well, you did say, and I feel like everyone here at 8 at the table agrees. Maybe not Rico because he's Rico, but like first date, the guy pays.
Mhm.
All dates now,
Yeah.
not expecting that. That is something you did say in the
Yeah,
video.
I expect all dates, and I'm not. And the reason why I say this is because I want a man who's serious about me, and I feel like if he is pursuing me and only me, then he doesn't mind taking me out on dates.
That's a good
Because I feel like and that's another reason why I stopped doing coffee dates. Because I feel like when a man is, I'm telling you, when a man is like low investment, like he's just like, oh, let's get a coffee, whatever. He's doing that because he wants to save his money to date 5 other women and to like, you know, pursue other things or whatever. But like I'm looking for a serious relationship. So I want to date a man and him show me
will
that
be-
he's serious about me.
So you want to be
Ma'am,
wine and
Miss
dine
ma'am.
all the time. No coffee.
Oh no. If we're in a relationship, it doesn't have to be like expensive, crazy, like, you know, fancy all the time. I just mean like in the beginning, I need to know you're serious, and the way that you show me you're serious is by you planning a date, picking me up for a date, you know, taking care of everything, so I don't feel like I have to stress about it because you're the one pursuing me. You're the one that wants to be like to date me, to take me out, and I feel like as a gentleman, that should be on you to plan and provide for
Can
a
I-
dating.
So I'm
relationship.
gonna say this. Sorry,
Go ahead.
Erin. I'm gonna let you go. But in the pursuing, I get it. Like I get it. But like to be in an actual relationship,
Mhm.
that's where I don't feel like it's a man's job to pay for every single date. I feel like that's where Rico was trying to come in and say like, well, what does the reciprocity look like? Because do you do any dates? Like,
She might
do
cook
we-
all the food at home.
Exactly. I was thinking like I'll do like house days. If we're in a relationship, like I'll cook, and I'll have you over.
Can you cook?
Yeah, I can cook.
One to
Ask
ten-
anybody. I can cook.
1 to 10, what do they grade you? Be honest. What do you grade yourself?
10.
I would grade myself a 10.
I would throw
say-
my shoe at you.
Shawty,
Be
I
honest.
would say my friends might say 9 because they come late and the food's cold, but it's always good. It's always flavorful, so I can cook.
What's your best dish?
Um,
Don't say spaghetti.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I'm good at this
oh
job.
no, I'm West Indian. I do curry chicken, roti, griot. I'm Haitian. Like I do all the island foods.
Oh, you are Trini and Haitian.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Trini too, girl. All
Really?
right, I believe you.
And everybody else is
Haitian?
Haitian.
And yes, they're all Haitian.
Really?
Well,
No way.
All, not
oh
all.
My God.
Not E.
She's Haitian cousin.
Really? I
Yeah,
love it.
the op. No, I just want to say this to you, and say this to many other women out there in the world, in regards to you saying that's why you stopped doing coffee dates.
Okay.
But I want every woman that understands. I just want to make sure that I want to make sure that you understand that being on an expensive date does not make you a prize, and it doesn't make you an investment. Because in fact, most times the man that is taking you on a luxury date, that's no money to him. But a man who's taking you on a thoughtful date, whether it be a coffee,
How is coffee thoughtful?
maybe it's just thoughtful in the sense that he just wants to sit down and actually invest his focus and time into you, not the dining experience, not the the drinks, not the food, not what I'm saying, all of those things. What I really am trying to say is not necessarily a coffee date, but in general, a thoughtful date.
Yeah. Can I interject? So I'm
Damn,
actually.
I can now finish my clip, dog.
Well, I mean, because
been
you're
talking for hours.
Yeah, you kind of rambling.
Yeah, but when we chop it up, it's gonna be 60 seconds. That's what I need. Like-
So this is so I understand your position, but I actually have to disagree because I think coffee dates, it's low investment on each side. So it's like you don't have to waste your time either.
Yeah. So
know-
my only exception to coffee
Mhm.
dates is I have to schedule 5 in one day so that I don't feel like I'm wasting a Saturday. You know what I mean? Like I want to know that like, all right, I'm gonna do like 5 dates at coffee and I schedule them an hour in between, so that I can
Are
like
you
get to
saying
know
5 coffee dates?
Yeah.
5 coffee dates in one day. So like 5 guys come to the coffee shop to meet me.
What is this, a speed dating thing?
Yeah, kind of.
It's efficient.
It's just we can't waste our time as women. We can't waste our time. We can't waste our time with just taking all this time to like get to a date, like, or just be date the same guy and he's not being consistent with you. He's not calling you or texting you once a day. Like I don't know how serious this guy is because he hasn't shown it to me. So I don't want to waste 3-6 months, a year on a guy who's not being consistent, who's not like relationship material, and then meanwhile I feel like I'm missing out on other.
Has there been a man that was consistent with you, but you were not consistent?
I was
with
going to
him?
say, how consistent are you with anyone if you're taking 5 dates in a day?
That's a lot.
But she's dating. She's
yeah,
supposed to do that.
I'm
No.
pretty consistent when they are. Like if they're reaching out to me or calling me, whatever, I always get back to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm a very consistent person, and when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be somewhere, I am. And they can trust that. I feel like several times, like on these dating apps, like guys will flake and they'll just like not be ready or not call me the day of, and I'm just like, okay, well he wasn't serious, But like once I get serious with someone, I stop talking to the rest of them because I'm like, oh, this guy's serious, he's consistent, I'm gonna be, available for him.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is this a hypothetical situation or have you done this before?
Oh, I've done this before.
You've been on 5 dates in one day?
Okay, sorry. No, not 5 dates, but I have done 2, maybe 3 dates in one day, and I almost got caught, and that was bad, so I won't do that again. But like maybe twice a day, I think I could handle without getting caught. Because I don't want them to feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I am dating around, like, and they
But
know
don't
that
you
I'm
feel
dating around.
bad if you feel like you have to get caught?
I feel bad
Yeah, you
if I
shouldn't be
get
doing
caught.
it.
I don't feel bad if I don't
Doing
get
it.
caught. Yeah, I don't feel bad doing it. No, because I'm not committed to anyone. Like this is a first date. I don't know these men. Like you know what I mean. If I'm dating them, consistently, then obviously I would have more respect for them. But like, not like in a first date. No.
Gabby.
Yeah.
I just have a question for you.
Sure.
Listen, I just want to say that you're a great person. You know what I'm saying?
Where's
Thank
this
you.
going?
And I just want to ask you this question:
Child.
Do you believe that you possess unconditional love?
Yes.
You sure?
Okay. Define unconditional. Define unconditional.
Oh no,
Define
there's only one meaning, baby.
It
It's like,
is.
do you believe that you possess unconditional love?
Yes.
So, if a man, I just don't. I'm getting tired of giving like theories, right? But I have to with this one. 'Cause define it. The best way I could say is if he was to lose everything that he possessed tangibly, but he never lost the core values, which I kind of already know the answer. I'm just asking. Um, do you stick it out?
Yes,
I
I
think so,
do. Yes, I
How
do.
long do you stick it out for?
I mean, I feel like in everybody's life, you go through ups and downs. You go through, hard times, good times, bad times. And I am a very loyal person when I'm in a relationship, and I will hold it down for the man that I'm in a relationship with. But I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm not doing it in a dating situation.
Okay, so we can arguably say that you haven't have met a man where you felt comfortable and or willing enough to demonstrate unconditional love to.
I did, I did before, but he was broke and not in any of my requirements.
Do you know what conditions mean?
Oh, that's what you meant?
Yes.
Oh, well, no. But it just ended. Like, I mean, as long as I was with him,
Yeah.
I was loving him conditionally, and even when we broke up, I was loving him conditionally. But
Like unconditionally. Yeah.
unconditionally, I was loving him unconditionally, even when after we broke up. But like, when you break up, like, how much? I mean, what do you say to that?
Did
Like,
he
what
break
do
up with you?
No, I broke up with him because he's a cheater, and he was cheating on me.
Yeah, so he broke and a cheater.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
nerve. The
You're
nerve.
fucked up, my boy.
I was like cooking dinner for him every night, and he showed up to my house on Valentine's Day with not even a piece of chocolate, not even a single rose. And my sister's like, "Why are you with him?" So like, you know what I mean? And it's just like it was getting embarrassing. And
So-
then
Okay, whoa. Now, see, I gotta ask the right questions to get the right answers. Because, like, I do know what I be talking about. I just be waiting for people to say it.
okay,
So, Gabby,
yes, Rico.
did this start the onslaught of your new expectations?
Heck yeah, it did. I was done with broke men.
I'm a
I was
fucking
done with
genius.
broke men. I was okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. Excuse
So
me.
a broke man hurt you, basically.
No. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I've always had these standards,
Mhm.
but
Let him go.
yes, there was a couple of years that I just let them go, and I lowered them so low that I ended up with a broke cheater. I call them the broke boys club. You know, these guys who just like come over to my house for a date. I'll cook for you, sir. I don't know you. Why are you trying to be so cheap? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, I've always had these standards, but I decided because everybody in my circle, my friend group was telling me, "Oh, just lower your standards, and I tried that, and I ended up getting cheated on with a broke boy. And I didn't like it, so I put my standards back up.
Gabby, they said lower it. Don't abandon it. like, we didn't say go for nothing. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
but like, all right,
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Rico, so when Rico mentioned like a high dollar date, or you mentioned a high dollar date, and Rico actually used the word thoughtful. So in my opinion, like a person who listens to you and they digest what you're saying and they put the effort into the date, do you look at that as like a date that like hits all the marks, or does it have to be like,
Can you define a thoughtful date for me?
so let's say,
picnic.
well, no, I'll give you a perfect example. Like I like stand-up comedy, and I watch stand-up comedy all the time. I listen to it all the time. I'm not obsessed, but like I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm explaining this to somebody that I'm interested in,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my mind, that's like a ding, ding, ding. Hey, a date to go to a comedy show.
Oh,
you
I
know,
love stuff like
so-
that. That's so romantic.
so that's what I'm saying. So like thoughtfulness, does that also register as being
1,000%.
okay?
1,000%. I love that. I actually
What if
did.
it's only thoughtful dates? No expensive dates. Because a comedy, listen, it's like $20 a ticket. It's $40.
I think I value more spending time with a genuine person than how much he's spending on me. But I need to know that he has something to spend on me. He, and then I want to know that he's the type of person that wants to spend money on his woman. That's like important to me.
Are you gonna spend money on your man?
Will I spend money on my man? If we're married, I would say yeah.
Gabby, I'm about to throw my shoe at you. You better not
Gabby,
come
that
over
don't
here with
really
this.
Seem right, babe.
You can't be like. Here's my thing. When I say reciprocity, and don't get me wrong, because I don't speak for all men. Not every man is like me. Not every man is capable to be like me either.
Okay,
but that's
just get to your point.
But what I'm saying is, if I'm willing to spend on you,
Okay.
a man wants, especially a woman who, and like women, some women need to understand that we are in a new age, and men are expecting you to do well for yourself as well,
Mhm.
right? Especially the younger generation.
Mhm.
And seem to be doing well for yourself. You live in LA, you're doing a podcast, you're a TikToker, you're going viral, you know what I'm saying?
Model.
And modeling.
Yeah.
So I'm praying that God is blessing you with all the financial accolades that you have for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So now for me to come across somebody who is obtaining, and maybe you're not at where you want to be, but you're in that direction, and you're obtaining all these financial accolades, but yet you're not willing to spend on me, but I'm willing to spend on you through demonstration, not words. That's where I have to draw the line.
I don't really. I feel like words is how a lot of like women get caught up, is because some guys are really good with their words, but they never show action behind those words. And I feel like I've made that mistake too in the past. I've dated a guy where I just listened to all of the nice words that he was telling me, and he never did anything to back up those words. And so I stopped listening to words. I started watching their actions, and that's why. And like I said, it's not really
Maybe that's what I said though. I said demonstrated through actions, not words.
But I think what she's expressing is why how she ended up at this thought process.
Yeah. That's cool. I get that. I want to get to the answer though. We can go
Okay.
right after that.
I'm sorry. So what was the
The question is, how do you think that you're actually reciprocating if we are both financially in a good place,
Right.
and I am spending on you? 'Cause
Right.
Your thing
I
was
feel
you're
like-
spending on a woman.
I feel like I need to be in like a long-term committed relationship before I feel comfortable spending on a man. And I feel like I wouldn't spend on a man in the first few dates, because I feel like that's still, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he wants to be in a relationship with me. I don't know who I am to him yet. So in that stage, that's the pursuing stage. I feel like that's a man's job to do that.
You can. I realize some people don't understand is you can dictate who you are to him by setting yourself to be different and requiring, or you can require what you want to require, but if you're possessing things that others aren't, you're separating yourself from the competition. Just as it is for a game for you, it's a game for him. So
Okay.
now if he's spending, and maybe he's taking you on dates and roses, it's like actually spending outside of the dates on you. I'm not saying you got to go buy him a pair of red bottoms, but like if you's like, yo, listen, I heard that you really like this brand of cologne, and I actually was in the mall and I smelled this cologne and I bought you this cologne.
I've done that before, like birthday gifts, like little
I
goodie
didn't
bags.
say birthday gift, bro.
That's like a birthday
Gabby,
gift. That
stop.
sounds like a birthday
Like-
I
gift.
get what she's saying, being that like the first couple of dates she wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You did say marriage though, and that kind of
That's where we're at.
kind of threw me off. But being in a relationship, I feel like that's normal things.
Right.
Like
In
spending
a
on a
long-term
man.
committed relationship, yes, definitely.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
he's spending all of this money on you as as you're requiring.
Yes,
He's paying for
I'm
your
requiring
hair,
that.
your nails, your waxes, your Ubers,
Yep.
your rent, you said, all of these things, the dates.
Yes.
I mean, a birthday gift.
You can get what you want if that's the theoretical right answer, but it's not always the right answer because you might never get what you want, right? But it just depends if what you want is really reasonable. And then also, what are you doing to get what you want? Are you becoming or possessing the things that what you want is desiring?
Are you sucking dick?
To a man with money, giving head is regular. Like, you know what I'm saying? And giving good head is often.
I know,
So,
but
like,
there's
we don't
there's
really
some girls
care about
don't do
that.
it. It has to be on the table.
When to a man with money, you get what you want when it comes to sexual pleasures, bro. And if you don't get it here, you go get it over there, and you figure it out. Trust me. But so what I'm saying is, when a man wants to, especially a man with money, and I'm being real, black men with money. Realistically, most black men, minority men in America with money, and I'm talking about 7 figures or close to 7 figures and above, they're most likely the first generation of rich in this country.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't as many, you know what I'm saying, rich African Americans or minorities in 1990s as there is in 2022,
Right.
right? They're the first rich person. You think this minority man,
Mhm.
I don't know if this is what you're seeking, but I'm just giving an example,
Okay.
has gone through and embodied a history of generational poverty
Mhm.
and finally comes across a bag and you know what I'm saying, however way he does, and thinks that he's going to settle for somebody who's not willing to reciprocate is kind of outlandish to me.
But why does reciprocation always have to be financial?
Because when you have, that's what I'm trying to say, unless if you're possessing an intangible with like a different type of love, a different type of catering that maybe he's
I
not
said
used
I would
to.
cook for him.
But
That's
some,
love. Maybe some other women don't really feel as is as important, because I don't like I have I'm laser focused. Like when I'm in a relationship, I only have eyes for this man. I'm not like looking around. I'm not trying to like find another one. Like you know what I mean? Like if I'm taken care of and I'm with a man who like loves me, is consistent with me, takes care of me, I don't need to be searching everywhere else for someone else. You know what I mean? And that is an attribute that I feel like men appreciate, and I feel like that's a
is
reciprocation.
that an attribute that you feel like most women don't possess?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
Because
saying
then
that.
if that's the case, that's a typical average attribute. Think about
Okay,
numerics.
I cook really good food.
Yeah, not cheating. Like, that, well, listen, cooking has become rare nowadays, so I would say that's
Thank you, I
that,
appreciate
being
it.
able to cook, not cooking, but being able to actually cook well. But like loyalty, like this is why I asked, because we got to start to be able to understand what we're asking for and what is our competitors like. So, a woman being loyal, if you're telling me that there's a lot of women that are loyal, then that technically that loyalty is a bare minimum standard.
I would say maybe in the younger generation, maybe women are like having the options as much as men like having the options, and I don't feel like that was always the case. Like my mother's generation, they stuck by their man regardless if he was stepping out or not. You know what I mean? And I feel like now, like and I'm not saying that that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm just saying that like there's different like women are seeing that they have options that I feel like maybe sometimes they weren't always thinking that way, but now they're just like, well, why should I just be, committed to you? I'm still having fun. I'm still enjoying other people, other things, and like I feel like that's why like the dating culture, the hookup culture is the way it is now because we're all on these apps and meeting different people and not really wanting to commit to one person. We just kind of want to see the whole salad, the whole table.
And you included.
But because I'm looking for something specific, so once I find it, I cut everybody off. Like I'm not still. Well, he's not really that great. Let me
Are
just
you willing to wait 30 years to find it?
willing to wait
30 years from
30
today?
years.
30 years from today, you're searching for this, and it takes you 30 years to find which. Well, it's they say.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't wait 30 years. I don't feel that way. I just feel like.
So you would lower your standards then.
But
If I told you
what?
today,
Okay,
if I told you today, your list is gonna take you 30 years to get.
I will consider compromising in my list in my relationship. What I will not compromise with is certain things like I want to be able to stay home. I want to be able to take care of my kids. I want to be able to
Does
cook.
the home matter?
The home matters. I
Okay,
want
so
to have
what kind of home?
a home that can fit multiple children.
Three.
Whatever that. Three. Okay, the three is a good number.
Can they share a room?
I would prefer like the girls to share a room, the boys to share a room because that's how I grew up
You have
too.
3 girls.
Oh well, they can't all fit in one room. I would say I would probably need an extra room.
You see,
Like if it's that small of a room, I don't know how big is this room.
I'm trying to figure out because the thing is, what I'm trying to do is make you kind of understand that you do have a dollar amount as much as you want to fight it, and the dollar amount is nothing wrong with. And I think that if you're going to be open minded about being with your expectations, and you have to be real about the type of lifestyle that you're living, because being vague and say provide, a man could possibly provide for a cheap house, a cheap apartment, and you have no kids right now, right? So maybe that might do it, and maybe, I don't wish this upon you, but maybe you guys don't end up having kids if that's something that you want. I don't wish that upon you. Um, then you know what I'm saying. Then maybe that should be good enough based on the definition that you're giving.
I see what you're saying. I see what you mean, but I just feel like I don't want to struggle with children. That's like really important to me. That's like one of my values. So like I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I already know going into it it's gonna be a struggle. Like that feels like, I feel like that's bringing more anxiety than into my life than I need, because it's like, okay, I'm not stressed. I don't have that kind of stress right now. So why would I walk into a situation with a man, bringing a man into my life, and I'm going to have to struggle with him, knowing that from the jump. That's why I wouldn't be happy with that situation.
So you both make the same amount of money? Because this is crazy. Actually, I just have one
Yeah.
question. Can I ask my last question?
I was about to say.
What? How much is your upkeep
A month?
this month? Like this year, right now, a month. How much is your upkeep?
What
And
is upkeep?
your
Yeah,
upkeep?
what's-
Your January upkeep. How much?
your
how
upkeep
much
is-
are you,
Right,
how
what's-
many times are you getting
your
your hair done
nails,
this month?
your hair,
nails,
makeup,
your
if-
wax.
So personal
Like,
stuff.
somebody's upkeep could be $2,500 a month.
But don't add rent yet.
Don't
No-
add rent,
no
just
rent.
add the
your
everything.
your physical upkeep.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Wait, we're just including just hair, nails,
And you said wax.
wax.
yeah. All I don't know all the things that women do, but
That was
all
in
the
the
things
video.
that women
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
That was in
Yeah,
the video. So
not
Um,
including your bills. Your bills is living.
Okay.
So personal upkeep.
Your personal upkeep. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 1,600.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's
nah, you're so lucky you don't
That's
wear no
reasonable.
weave,
That's
though.
reasonable.
Oh yeah. If I had
20
to
grand a
wear
year.
wig,
That's
I
reasonable.
don't have to wear. Yeah, that would be. I would. Maybe I will. I will start one day, and maybe that'll have to raise my.
No, girl, you don't need it. How much times you get
Raise
your
your
hair done a
expectations.
month?
I don't get it done. I do my own hair.
Oh, you do your okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Was that on the list? You put hair? Oh, the hair products. That's
Hair
what you
products,
said.
girl. Curly hair products. Those are so expensive. Like the mask, like the everything. It's so expensive.
I know, but why would you put that on a man though? Hair products?
I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I'm just gonna like I would want him to provide for me because I know that I'm gonna marry this man. So I would want my husband to provide for me. So if I have a husband, I know that he would be paying for my hair products.
So why not start?
You just want to be a
Why
stay-at-home
not start
wife.
now? Pretty much.
You want to be a stay-at-home wife, and that's just what it is. And you want to be at home in a decent to nice home.
And I'm not saying that that's how I'm gonna feel forever. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that if that's what I'm looking for right now, that's the kind of man I would want to marry. You know, I guess because the way I was raised, my father was the same way. My father's a provider. He provided everything for my mother.
Gotcha.
So coming from that environment, that's the kind of home that I want to raise and build with my own family that I start. Will I change? Will I get sick of the kids in 7 to 10 years and want to go back to work? Maybe. But I'm just saying I want to have the option. And I might change my mind
Does he
later.
have the option?
To stay home?
Yeah. Or to just say, yo, you know what? You want to go work? 7 years you tired of working, and now you about to go do what you're gonna do. And if you land a job, granted that is enough.
You saying that I'm starting off the marriage with I'm working, he's staying home?
No, you're starting off getting what you want.
Okay.
And then 7 years you change what you want.
Okay.
And then he said, I want to change what I want too.
What would he change?
Like you about to work. I want 7 years to chill with the kids and build with the kids and do everything that you had to
That
do.
might be reasonable in
Okay.
7 years of marriage. That might be reasonable. It might be reasonable. Depends on the situation.
What has been your experience? Because I know you said you lowered your standards or did away with them, and then you ended up with,
A cheating broke boy.
there you go.
Yeah, we got to come up with a name with that.
The broke boys club. That's what I call them. The broke boys
Um,
club.
So what has been your experience having the lowered standards versus the higher standards? Like, has it come out like even? So and that's why you're saying it makes sense to keep them
Are
high.
they not cheaters too?
They are cheaters. They're all fucking
I
cheaters.
haven't caught them yet, so I don't know. I would say no, they're not. I haven't caught them. You're saying the difference between the broke boys versus someone that can provide.
that actually meets all of your, or for the most part,
Your
all of your
lawyers-
What's the
Yeah.
difference in what area you're asking?
So I don't know. I'm looking at it from like a higher. You said you lowered them and you
Yeah.
got this result, and then you had them increase and you
I've
get
had
this
better
result.
results when I've hired my standards, but it resulting into marriage, not yet. So I feel like the broker boys that I've dated, they wanted to stick around because they knew that I was taking care of them and providing for them, and they liked that. So it was harder to like kick them to the curb because they were like, I'm getting everything. I'm getting a hot meal, pampered, taken care of. Like I don't want to leave. Like you know what I mean. So I feel like they want to stay more because I'm providing for them versus the guys who provide for me. Um, it just comes down to the values and things that's not matching up. Why are you laughing?
Because it's just, you were mad that not mad, but you did not like that somebody pulled a you on you. So as life is going on and things are starting to balance out, and they're not fully balanced now, but as things are starting to balance out, you know, in 20 years from now, I'm assuming and projecting that women got to understand that, listen, you got to come with your bag too. You know what I'm saying? Because you work just as much as us. There's a lot of women, especially they say right now, the African American women are, are making the most amount of money in, I think, the entrepreneur world.
Not the most amount of money. It's the most.
Well, there's more of them.
They're starting. They're more entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
but they are not making more money.
Yeah, men make more money from what I've seen on statistics.
There's also a lot of other things that have come out that said that in black households there are more women that are the breadwinners when it comes to making more money. So moral of the story is that men are becoming accustomed to women making money. When men are becoming accustomed to women working, which I think is a beautiful thing.
I think so too, for
But
certain women, of course.
yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, in the near future, maybe this might not be right now for me and you and all of us, but going forward, the younger women are going to, I'm assuming that men are going to be the younger men that grow up with the younger women, and they are growing up at a similar to equal playing field in terms of opportunities and the ability to execute. They're going to be expecting women to be able to pour into them as much as men are pouring into women.
But why does it always have to be financial when there's a whole other list of things that make a relationship, not just money?
Because there's a lot of women that want to go work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like, so if I said to you, hey, I got the perfect man for you, you have to quit your career. I want you off of TikTok. I want you off a podcast. I'm going to give you 3 babies, and I want you at home with these 3 babies all day.
I mean,
You want to have a life, right?
right, of course.
So you want to work in a sense.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so now what I'm saying is you want to earn money in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm saying is nobody wants somebody who's going to sit here and, well, I don't want to say nobody. This is whack. That's not true. But going forward, the norm, people are not going to want somebody living up underneath them and, earning all these different things. And they're not at home nurturing the kids because you're most likely going to be in New York on a podcast.
Right.
And you live in LA.
I understand what you.
So now we have to find a middle ground on who's taking care of the kids so you could pursue your career. And then when you get home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that comes again. That comes with compromise in a marriage, and that's different than dating. Because when you're in a marriage, you have to compromise. In a marriage, you're gonna have different things come up, and the kids and all of that, and you work those things out together. But even in the dating phase, to get to that point, I want to make sure I'm with a man who can provide, who can do what he needs to do for our family, for our future family that we build. Imagine if I decided to go with someone who's just not ambitious, not doing anything with his life, not showing me that I'm going to have like a successful life with him. Like even if say he doesn't say he decided I don't want a man with money, is he ambitious and thoughtful enough to like teach our kids the right way to go, to instill good values into the children, the family we make? How would I even know that if by his actions in his life when I first met him and I started dating him, he was doing nothing? You know what I mean? Like I need to see that you're going somewhere and you can lead our family. If you are not showing me that, how do I know that I'm safe in this relationship with this man?
Well, I was just really speaking. Well, it depends. We can argue subjectives, but we're not. But more of the story is it just depends on how far do you want him to have to lead. You know what I'm saying? Some women want them to lead them to the golden toilet, you know what I'm saying? Or the craziest, most luxury lifestyle. You know what I mean? And it's not realistic because most men never get that far. Most people never get that far. Now, Hey, if you want him to lead you to a nice $500,000 home and somewhere, that's being more realistic, but he might need a little help. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm just saying is, in my opinion, I don't think we should rule people off for tangible things that they possess.
That's why it comes back to my first question. In when you're as a woman, when in the dating phase, when you're dating, what are you looking for in that date with this man, or this time that you're spending with this man, to see if he is a valid partner long term? What are you looking for? What shows it to you?
This is the point that I'm going to tell you. I'm going to answer that question by saying this. Any woman or man who is willing and have dated somebody without marriage and is having unprotected sex with that person should never leave with tangible things, because if you did get pregnant, hypothetically, by somebody who wasn't a family oriented man, somebody who wasn't a gentleman after he spent this amount of money on you, now you are left with a rich asshole. And now your child is going to have to suffer from your mistakes. So this is why I'm saying, in my opinion, the best thing you can do is lead with your fundamental principles on your list, and then start to check off the other things, because money you can always get and money you can always lose. He could be rich today and broke in 10 years. He could be broke today and rich in 10 years. But if you got the core fundamental values, if anything was to happen, guess what? We might not work because I want a luxury lifestyle, but he's a great father, because that's what I was looking for, a family oriented man. And I think that's got to be the primary focus, in my personal opinion.
Well, that's why it comes back to when I said he has to have a mindset. Remember when you said I make 10 million a year and he makes 112 after taxes? What is really mattering at that time when money is no object? And I said his mindset. Is he following his passion? Is he living in his true purpose? Is he using his God-given gifts? Is he doing something with his life?
Yeah.
That's important, because if he's not and he's just sitting at home, I'm just comfortable like this, we're not gonna have anything in common. I can't be with someone like that. You have to be doing something.
I definitely agree. So, Gabby, I want to say that you have been awesome. Let's go ahead and, before we close out, let's go ahead and tell the audience what you got coming up. Where can they find you? A little bit about your show, and let's go off with that.
Okay, hey guys.
See the smile on her face.
My podcast is called the Gabby Fe Podcast, where we talk about life, high dating standards, dating in general, relationships, modeling, entrepreneurship, all of the above. You can find me on Instagram at I am Gabby Fe, on TikTok at It's Gabby Fe, and my podcast is streaming everywhere, Gabby Fe Podcast. So hope to see you there. Stay tuned.
Thank you for pulling up.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all, are you gonna close this out? Okay. Guys, we appreciate y'all's love. We appreciate y'all's support, and we really can't express, we already said this, but we really can't express it enough, that it means so much to us. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, send love offerings. Stars on Facebook. Because at the end of the day, like, we got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the show rolling. So send us support. We love it. We appreciate it. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
TikTok.